I didn't have any. Our family home had been repossessed, so I didn't have any money to set the business up. I thought I want to set the company up. Realised I didn't have any money or experience, so I got my Prince's Trust funding. So I got my £3,000 loan, £500 grant. I got a little office where I actually slept for the first 5 months on a little roll-up mattress. I usually have some violinists playing when I'm telling the story. But yeah, I was absolutely clueless and full of ambition, full of ideas and dreams. You get a bit emotional sometimes still talking about it. Yeah, it was some tough days, but a lot of people start businesses because they're really good at something. And I think you guys and your creative thinking and being able to write ads and come up with these and actually deliver it is such a head start, because I can't build websites still now, and that's what we do for a job. What I realised really early on is that if you're going to be successful, actually you need to surround yourself with sort of people who do know what they're talking about and other successful people. And my job and my role within our agency is to provide an environment for people to be brilliant. And it's quite a nice job title, because it means I sort of have to do everything that's necessary. So if it means changing the toilet seat, I'll do that. If it means that, a lot of the time it's about finding the clients that we want to work with, and so spending time with the designers, the creative team and the technical team, saying, well, actually, what are the things that you're interested in? What sort of projects do you want to work on? And so essentially really developing as our client list on the back of that, because I figured that if you're working for people that you're really interested in, then actually you're probably going to be more engaged with it, and so on. So it's a win-win scenario. So we do a lot of work in the media, entertainment, sport and gaming, gambling industries. So our main sort of main vertical sectors. We're about just over, so still a smallish agency. There's about 40 of us. Lots with the BBC, Channel 4, News International. One of the things we're working on with rolling out their subscription strategy. Oh, thank you very much. Cheers, Diane. Thank you. Oops, sorry. Yes. Pledge not to get Diane Heather's name wrong again. Yeah, so that whole finding stuff that we love working on. Listening to Mark earlier, some of the challenges of, he's absolutely right. It is fucking hard work. It really is. For the first 2 years of my business, I literally didn't go out. It was 7 hours, 7 days a week, 24/7. Literally, I did fall asleep at my desk on a number of occasions. I wished actually, because I did once fall asleep and landed on my computer, and I wished I'd landed on the Z key, because that would have been great. Unfortunately, it's just a load of gobbledygook. But it is really hard work, and the amount of effort that you put in is a fairly reasonable correlation to how successful you'll be at the end of it. We do make your own luck. It does take a huge amount of work. It seems, it's all nice now. People say, "Oh, Syd, you're very fortunate," but you've got to put those hours in sometimes. And it's a funny thing, because sometimes I was talking about the amount of you've got to come up with 10 more ideas. Now sometimes I think just one brilliant idea will do, but actually it's getting into the mindset of doing more and more and pushing it. And sometimes I come from the approach that I think whatever I'm doing now there's probably a better way of doing it. So I'll constantly challenge and question the way I'm doing things. So I'm starting getting it better and better, because sometimes we'll go and look at the way we're doing something. We'll say, is there a better way of doing this? Well, we can probably do it, improve it. And we'll look at it, and sometimes, and quite often, we'll come back and go, no, we're still doing it the best way. But now and then we go, do you know what, it's a fucking new way of doing this. There's some new bit of technology or something we can use, something we can harness. And that approach is going to serve you well going forward.
That's really good advice.
And you do, it's a lot of graft. I think sometimes as well, having a plan, having a vision. Sometimes even some quite young school kids, 7 to 11. I remember when I first did this, and I talk about my deathbed plan. And essentially, if you can, because I think sometimes it's good to set goals. Goal setting is very, very important. mostly because I think it's good to just keep score and just have an idea. But my vision is to have the deathbed plan. So imagine you're on your deathbed, you vision yourself there, and if you can really, really feel yourself on your deathbed and think, right, who's around you? You know, what are the things you look back on and go, yeah, that was fucking me. I was there. I did that. You know, what does it smell like? If you can imagine the smell and really, really picture yourself there. Now you can't do it now because I think you need to really immerse yourself in that space. But essentially, you then can have a plan because you've got your dream, and today and your life is about everything from here to the day you die. And it's quite easy then, because once you've got that vision, that dream, then every decision you make takes you closer to or further away from that dream. It's as simple as that. So having that dream, that understanding is a really, really important part. So, and it's understanding the implications of achieving that dream. So sometimes with 7-year-olds, they were saying, you know, so I said, so what does it smell like? And so it smells like old people. I said, well, yeah, I could see anything. Do you want it to smell of old people? I said, no. I said, well, what do you want it to smell of? Maybe chocolate or strawberries. I said, well, make sure people know about that. Let people know that when you're on your deathbed, you want to have strawberries and chocolate around. I said, who else is there? And they said, yeah, I've got grandchildren now. I said, so what does that mean? That means you've got to have children. So understanding the impact of actually achieving a dream. Actually, grandchildren's a lovely idea. Having kids is fucking bonkers. But you've got to go through that if you want to have the grandchildren, if that makes sense. So understanding the implication of actually achieving your dream is very important. But once you've got it, you've got a plan, and it's as simple as that. So think about it, have good dreams, have good vision, and yeah, don't give up.
Don't give up. £3,000 Prince's Trust loan. Well, I know money isn't the driver, right? We're not doing this to drive Ferraris or whatever. But what have you done with that 3,000?
So I turned it into a top 100 multi-award winning agency. It's valued last year about sort of 8 to 10 million. It's all right. It's not as big as some, but it works really well with my dream and the things that I want to do. And if you were to ask me, Syd, what would you love to be doing? I'm working with the people I'd love to work with, for the people I'd like to work for, and I probably want it to be called Clock, and I'd probably have a few other agencies and businesses going on in the background. I'm a pig in shit. I couldn't be happier. I get to spend time with guys like you, and that means a lot to me.
The other thing that I think is massively inspiring is there aren't many agencies that give out, bless you, they give out placements and pay a proper salary to their placement teams. Clock does.
It's been a very good way of, well, initially, I always thought it was just a nice thing to do, and I remember our finance director said, it's my cousin Mikey, he's quite good with computers, he's just graduating, can you give him some work experience? Oh yeah, of course. Even as a 2-man team it was at the time. And so the concept of work experience I thought was a bit, but it actually worked. And he then turned out to be a fucking genius, and he's still working with us now, 10 years later. And we started doing regular placement programs. So we work lots with Bournemouth University, University of Hearts, and I'm hoping with you guys. One of the things we do, the sandwich course. So we actually work on the 3rd year, come and spend a year, or just a bit more in fact, because you can do sort of like June to September, and we pay proper salary, and the experience that we get from really just immersing someone into real life and real business is so rewarding. I think we've got 8 of our team of 40 as a result of our placement program.
Cool.
It's like a very long job interview, but we're actually extending it. We used to do 1 or 2 a year. I think this year we're actually doing 4, because it's such a great opportunity for everybody involved. It's a good thing.
It's a really good thing. Syd Nadim, ladies and gentlemen. Syd's going to be hanging out with you, buskers, show Syd what you're working on, get some feedback, find out more about the Prince's Trust. Ideapreneurs, find out about the Prince's Trust, find out what it is to take $3,000 and turn it into a, sort of a 7-figure, 8-figure value. how much work is involved, how much vision is involved, how much networking and relationship building and trust generation is involved, and that sort of thing. You'll learn a lot from Syd. Thank you very much. Guys, go do some work. We're going to meet up at 11 o'clock. Love Charles, stick around. I've got a one-day brief for you.